Welcome everybody. Anthony here with the Bulbaritos, bringing you a brand new video. And today, Burrito Gang, we are diving in and giving our hot takes on our top 32 predictions in the Horus realm. So stay tuned and buckle up, because some people are gonna get their booty cheeks hurt. All right, Burrito Gang, we are back, jumping into the Horus realm. Probably the most requested videos that I've been getting asked for the last week, since you know, we locked in positions. I was waiting for reset yesterday in order for us to see exactly what groups everybody was ending up in. I did kind of give a rough prediction of what I thought on a previous live stream, but I decided, you know, y'all been asking for it, so I wanted to give it to y'all. I don't want to waste too much time. I'm going to give my predictions on some of these matches and let you know why. Others, not so much. Who cares? And, you know, we're going to make some people cry. We're going to make some people celebrate. And most of all, you know, we're going to make some people's days. So make sure, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel for all the Osiris League content you do not want to miss. Make sure and check that website out at the bottom of this. Feel free to screenshot this, share it on the THICC Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter, and you know, shout us out. Make sure and tag me. I love to see what your predictions are for the groups. And yeah, we're not gonna waste any time. I think we're gonna do it in kind of some reverse snake order, because ultimately I really do feel like Group A is the group of death, and I don't want to give you all the secret sauce at the beginning of the video, because to make sure you stay till the very end. So we are going to start with Group H first. This one is a little bit more unknown, so I'm not going to make it too hard on this one. There is one team in particular that I do have my eyes on, and the reason being is they were able to eliminate the LN in the divisional round. So that already to me lets me know that they're a very good team, very well prepared, and more likely than not gonna kind of clean sweep through this Group H, and that team is 84OF. So I am gonna actually give them 3 wins in the group. When it comes to who I think will get second position, I honestly don't know too many of the others. I know 419E I heard was okay. ST46, I know them by default. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give them the 2 in this regard. There's nothing in particular. I think all 3 of these teams kind of line up really well, and these next positions can kind of finagle the way out. I think ZW will end up with 0, and we'll give 419E that single win. Moving on to Group G. This one is, I would say, isn't the group of death, but it is the one that is directly below it, because it is very tight, and I think definitely could have a possibility for potential upsets. And you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be very dicey. So 1v, I definitely have said this from the very beginning. I think they'll clean sweep this one fairly significantly and take the group for sure with 3 wins. The second one is what's going to be interesting. I think it's going to come down between NNAV and 412A. I think 93L did very, very good in getting into top 32, but I don't think they'll take a win in this group. 412A and NNAV. This match is one that I'll talk just really quickly about. I think they're both very good on the outside. I think the inside, the mid game, is what's going to be what separates this match. If 412A can at least pull 1 arc, they do have a shot at upsetting NNAV. I really do think NNAV overall are the better team. But if 412A are able to do what they usually do in Occupation and able to sneak one of those arcs and keep it to a 2 arc game, I think they'd be able to pull it. So I'm actually, you know, I'm not sure. That being said, if they're going to be able to pull that 1 arc, because NNAV are very, very, very good at mid game, and on top of that, they get to practice with 1v, very similar strategies, very similar mechanics. So with that being said, I'm actually going to take NNAV with the 2 wins, and then 412A with the 1, and that 1 win would be over 93L, who will have the 0 win. So here would be 1v winning the group. Group F, 500F, Smash Squad, C9N, and 93T. upset special, ladies and gentlemen. Upset special. You heard it here first. I think Smash Squad will end up taking this group with all 3 wins. That being said, I think, ironically, a lot of people are, I think Smash Squad will have a 1 really close win, and it is not against the team that you're thinking. I think it will be against 93T. And that being said, I think the 500F squad will end up with 0 wins. And then it comes down between C9N versus 93T to decide who will take the 2nd position in this one. I think Smash Squad overall is the better team out of all 4. So if they do what it takes and don't have any blunders in the middle like they did with the skill pops, I think they'll be perfectly all right. But between 93T and C9N, I haven't been quite impressed with what I've seen with C9N this season. But 93T has gone above and beyond. They are light years of where they were last season. And that being said, I was very impressed with both the occupation and the mid-game organization for 93T. So I am calling the upset special ahead of time. 93T taking out C9N and letting C9N join the exclusive club. They are no longer in it, being one of the last teams to have been able to make top 16 in every single Osiris League season. So you heard it here first. If you're planning on that big upset, a lot of people are gonna sleep on. I'm predicting it's gonna be the 93T over C9N to knock them out, giving them that 2nd coveted position, and then C9N ending up with 1 win. All right, moving on to Group E. We got DVL, SK57 Peak, and 44S. This one could be very interesting. I think SK57 will end up being with the 0 wins. I also could easily see this group ending up as a 2-2-2. I think 44S is very good. I think Peak is very good, and I think DVL is very good. So this could come down to the 1 pool that could potentially end up as a 2-2-2-0. I think I'm going to go with my gut. I'm thinking that this is actually going to be a 2-2-2-0 pool. Okay. What I think will happen is I think Peak will beat DVL, but I think they will lose to 44S. But on the token, I think 44S will lose to DVL but beat Peak. And then DVL, like I said, vice versa. I think they're just going to rotate wins with each other because all 3 of these teams are very even across the board. So I can see all 3 of them losing to at least 1 of those teams and beating the other 2. So I'm going to leave it at 2-2-2. But I think, man, and this is what's the hard part. Do I think Peak is going to absolutely dominate these 2 teams? I don't, but I think I'm going to give them the group win very narrowly. I think this one will probably come down to net points and a very minimal net points. And then 2nd place, I'm going to give it to DVL. And I think DVL will take 2nd position based on net points. All right, moving on to Group D. We got Elk, 74NB, JST, and Blackpink. Very, very interesting combination here. And I've said this before, right? We're not out here breaking TOS, you know what I'm saying? We're not suggesting you break TOS. But that being said, we're keeping it 100 with y'all, you know what I mean? If there are 2 groups that I potentially see, somebody might throw a friendly hand grenade out there and absolutely bomb. It's going to be out of Group C and Group D. The reason being is I firmly do believe that the 2nd teams in these positions will end up on the easier side of the bracket. So that potentially could be an idea this season, C and D, because they would be going up against the number 1s for E and F. And to be honest with you, I would rather fight against those guys than fight against the 2nd positions that are going to be coming out of here and then staying on this absolute gauntlet of the left side. Because remember, the 2nd positions on the bottom half will end up on the top side of the bracket or the left, if you're looking at it from the bracket perspective. So there's potential for NNAV to end up top. There's potential for, one of the teams down here, which isn't necessarily that scary. but you would still end up with potentially 93T or C9N on your side as well. You know, there's a whole lot scarier teams, I would say, that are going to end up on the top side, or AKA the left of a normal bracket, than on the right this season. So that is the reason why you may see some, you know, hop in your battleship in order to come over here in Group E and F to end up on the right side of the bracket. But the reason I said these two groups is because you will end up in the top half of that bracket and 1V ends up on the bottom. So the first time you would even meet them would be potentially in top 4. And after you lock up top 4, who cares, right? You got your skin, you're good to go. The easiest road to victory, if you are looking to get to top 4, is definitely going to be through the right side, through E and F. Your hardest competition potentially would be Smash Squad. And, you know, let's be realistic here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Group D, let's get into it. Elk, I think, will end up with 0 wins. 74 NV. I think JST will potentially take all 3 wins. And then it comes down to who's going to take 2 and who's going to take 1 between Blackpink and 74 NV. I think 74 NV has improved. I don't know if they've necessarily gone to the level where they're going to knock out Blackpink or JST. And so with that being said, I am going to give it to Blackpink because I think that they are the better team. And then 74 NV will end up with the 1. So JST will end up becoming your group winner. Group C, like we said, hopping in. Now, like I said, Group D could also have a potential throw. You could see JST, you know, kind of some down here and then end up. Can you imagine if JST ended up in Group E down here on the bottom side? They'd be playing Peak and round 1. Yeah. And then you end up playing Smash Squad in top 8. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, then you can worry about playing 1v, but shit. You know, sign me up if you're JST, you know what I mean? Blackpink, same thing. I think you toss Blackpink on that side, play against Peak. Yes. Group F, you know, playing against Smash Squad. Yes, sign me up. I think either one of those teams, I think JST, I think there's potential right here, which is why I'm saying keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? 596Q, I think, will be the team. Well, yeah, I think they'll end up the team with 0 wins. HOM, I think, will end up with the 1. And then VC56 and OV. This one is the one that is kind of getting me a little twisted, right? Because everyone keeps talking very heavily about VC56 and OV. The thing that I'm right. The thing that I would say, right, is I know a lot of people talk smack about OV, right, when they're playing, but they are better than probably 90 to 95% of the ARC teams that are already out there, right? Say what you want. Maybe they don't beat JST, maybe they don't beat 1V, but I promise you they're beating most of the other teams in the field outside of those top 4 teams, top 5 teams. And I just don't see VC56 being that top 4, top 5 team. So I'm going to give OV the 3 wins. I think it will be a close match between VC56, but I think the mid game is what's going to separate the two. And I see OV winning mid pretty handily over VC56. So I'm going to give them the 2 wins, which means that OV would be our group winner. Group B, INSL, SS34, Song, and 58 EV. I think this one is a pretty clean cut for Song to take the 3 wins. I think they're going to beat everybody by 10, 15K easily. SS34 versus INSL. This one is the interesting one for me because SS34 hasn't looked impressive to me. They are the PX34 squad, the champions, the old HKL team, some of them. And INSL used to be the ING team from 1606, switched their team to INSL this season, but have progressively got better each and every season. The one thing that worries me about INSL is experience. I think they lack the experience to go up against a big team like SS34, and that makes me a little bit nervous. I think their occupation game is pretty strong. Their mid game is okay. But that goes in regards to SS34 as well, right? SS34 occupation is way better than their mid game, but But the combinations and strategy that SS34 brings to the table, I think, is what narrowly puts them over INSL in this regard. I think they'll bring up some unique combos. Last season, we saw them bring out some Montezuma, some Montezuma combos, and it was absolutely filthy. So, we'll see. I think their strategy is going to be better than the INSL team in coordination. So, in that being said, I'm going to give them the 2, and I'm going to give INSL a 1 for this group, which means Song will become our winner for Group B. All right, and last but not least, if you stayed to the end of the video, do me a massive favor, smash that button, subscribe, like, lick, kick, punch, and don't forget to share this video out with all your alliance mates. If it absolutely triggers you, I would love to know it. Leave me a comment down below with which pick is going to be your surprise pick this season for the upset in the top 32. But without further ado, Group A, we are getting into it. Group of Death, DN56, TR, LV, and Blackjack all end up in the same group. Y'all already know my biased opinion because I've said it since the beginning of Osiris League who I thought would be winning Osiris League Season 6 and Horus. And I'm sticking to my guns. I think Blackjack, apologies. Blackjack is going to win Group A. I think all 3 of these matches are going to be absolute nail biters. I think LV is very good. I think TR is very good. And I know Blackjack is very good. All 3 of these teams I could easily have seen in top 8. It's very unfortunate that they all ended up in the same group. Then it comes down to who's going to be second place. I think out of this group, DN56 will get absolutely obliterated by 15,000 plus points in every single match. I don't think I think they're literally hot dog water in this group. So GG's DN56, it was a good run. TR is easily, in my opinion, a top 4 team. LV is an up and coming team, has very good potential. The difference to me, all 3 of these teams are very good at occupation, right? They are very good at occupation. It is the mid game, right? Arcs will win or lose you matches consistently over and over and over again. And out of these 3 teams, I think TR and Blackjack are the best mid game teams out of these 3. I think LV has very good occupation. I think they will lose their matches based on losing the amount of arcs that I think they will have. I will think they'll have probably 3 arcs in each one of these games, and they will lose 2 out of the 3 to both TR and Blackjack. So that being said, I think TR will narrowly hammer out the wins between LV, and then they will lose ultimately to Blackjack because I do think Blackjack will wreck TR in the mid game. But I will say this, I think TR has gotten way better than what they were last season. So there's potential for an upset there as well. But I stick by my guns, and I have said that Blackjack was the hardest opponent for 1v last season. And that to me means more to me than anything else, right? You give the champions the best run for their money, it automatically puts you that high in the Osiris League for me. And I just don't see TR kind of touching the sun that close. So that being said, I am going to give Group A to Blackjack, baby. All these matches are going to mean a ton. Make sure, Burrito Gang, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with your friends, leave us a comment down below with who your surprise team is this season in the Horus realm. And don't forget, keep your eyes out. I will be releasing the Anubis realm predictions tomorrow. So let me know if you're excited for those. The Burrito Gang, hope you all have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night. We'll see y'all soon. Bulba out. Bye.
No sé qué tú ves en mí, mi amor. Ya no dejes de mirarme, que ya me gusta quién soy. Contigo me siento en control. Eres el balance.